Alright, we've got a clean out right here in the front. We're going to go down and see if we can scope through the street. So we've got some cast iron, so it can be difficult sometimes. But let's see what we can do. Alright, so we've got a lot of roaches down there. Not unusual though for these older systems. So we do have some cast iron. That in itself is a little bit of a defect because it's going to be towards the end of its expected life. But it doesn't mean that it can't continue. I'd always suggest talking to a plumber. We've got a lot of insects here. Now that usually indicates there's some kind of access from the outside. This cap was a bit loose. So that of course could be where a lot of these guys are coming from. The cap here should be improved. And got a bit of glare on the screen, so I'll look at this again whenever I go back to the office. In case, I just don't happen to see anything while I'm pushing out. I always like looking at the big screen, get a better picture. But pretty standard cast iron stuff. I'd say definitely heavier than usual insect population down here, though. So, but I'd imagine they're probably affiliated with this cap. Looks like what you'd expect with cast iron, a little bit of scale, and heavy, not too heavy of a buildup though. What we're used to seeing. And so far, it looks like we got good flow. I don't see much of water standing, anything having a hard time getting through here, so that's always a good sign. But again, just the fact that there's still cast iron here is a little bit of a defect in itself because cast iron is pretty much past its useful life. So this is probably a street clean out. We're coming into the PVC section. I don't think we're at the main yet. Here's a drop. Here's a clean out right here. We're going back into cast iron. Had a bunch of roaches at the clean out. Ever wonder where they come from? Sometimes I swear, because we're getting a little bit of water here. We'll take a look at that when we stop the water and see if it stays there. Now we got a drop, see if this takes us down to the main. About 60 feet. More gunk down here. Got another drop down. So we should be coming to another clean out here, or the main, one of the two, pretty soon. Drop 8 feet. This is probably going to take us down. Yep, here's, okay, we got it to the main. There's our main drop. So that's good. We reached the main almost 100 feet, 97 feet from this front clean out. Pretty normal. So I was about to get them on not having to clean out within 100 feet, but it looks like they make it. So we'll cut the water off, pull back, and see what it looks like, see if we got anything standing on the way back. Alright, so we made about 100 feet out. Let's kind of go ahead and start pulling everything back in, on the way back. Again, I can't see the screen all that great because of some glare. It's the kind of problem we have out here in the field. So I'm going to, nothing's final until we actually get out there, get back into the office and look at a bigger screen. But we'll see what we got on the way back if we can see the bottom at all. Cast iron rots from the bottom usually, so it's a little bit more concerning with cast iron to look at that bottom a little bit more careful. We got 100 feet out, able to reach the main. It's a good scope. Got a little bit of debris in here. So we may actually have gotten to the neighborhood main there because we got our water caught off, still got some water flowing. So it looks like we went probably through the neighborhood main and then also went into the city main, which is good.
Hold off on running water.
Just a sec, yeah. As soon as I pull it back, I'm going to try to look at it dry because it's cast iron. Almost done though, almost.
Are you talking to me or are you taking
The video. This will be for the client. We kind of explain what's going on a little bit. We don't do a whole lot, but just kind of give them an idea of what we're doing, you know. It can be a little strange watching one of these videos with no sound at all, you know. Still got one here, but we did have a lot of pipe though, so that's. Either way, it does not look like we had anything that was hurting flow, which is obviously good news. But we always recommend we got cast iron. It's not a bad idea. Show the video to a plumber, see what they think, see what their thoughts are. So you got a little bit of a trench down in there in that scale, but that's normal. There's also some buildup that naturally happens with cast iron. Got some stuff in there. So yeah, we're in the neighborhood main right here because we still got water flowing. We got some stuff in there. See here. See, that's a bit of a trench in that pipe. So that's let's flag that. Might be a good idea for a plumber to take a look at this video, see if that bottom hasn't come out. Yeah, we're still in the, but that's the neighborhood main. It looks like I said, we still got water flowing. All right, so now we got water sitting here, just a little bit. So we might have a little bit of a belly here. We got a little bit of a belly right here. It looks like it's sitting right before this joint. Doesn't look dramatic. It looks like it didn't stop flow, but we do have a little bit of a belly, and I would have a plumber take a look at this video and see what their thoughts are on it. A lot of plumbers will see this and say, you know, no big deal, as long as it isn't hurting flow. Some might say it's time to do a little bit of work on it. So about 59, 60 feet from the clean out. We do have some scale build up with the cast iron. That's something you're almost always going to see that. That pipe's all a little older. And that's where we come into the, yeah, that's where we see here. Probably down here somewhere. So far, doesn't look like anything that's major that really needs to be repaired. If we find a break or something like that, we'll locate it. Most of the time, the plumbers don't worry about little bellies and these things. But I would suggest showing it to somebody. You know, always good to have them take a look, make sure. We still got water here. So we may catch a neighbor or a neighborhood main pretty early on. Pipes catching us downstream, or upstream, I mean. have water on inside the house now? No, 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 no. I was just making sure. So yeah, we had a still got water coming through this pipe. We got one of those doggone fittings that are sweeping fittings, so we can't go back the other way. So we're still getting water come down through there. So yeah, I would recommend have a plumber take a second look at this video, and usually they'll just look at the videos for free for you, and just they can identify stuff. As far as the actual flow, everything looks good. We do have a little bit of scale on the cast iron pipe. That's very normal. All of it's older stuff, so you always get that. This actually had less scale than I'm used to seeing, so that's actually pretty good. A little bit of a belly out there, but bellies are again pretty common, you know. And sometimes the plumber will. I always defer to the plumber whatever he says though. But sometimes the plumber says it's not worth worrying about fixing it as long as it's not hurting flow, you know. But anytime you got cast iron like this and a couple of the weird little factors, it's a good idea to have a look at the video. I'll do a report for him and take a look. But I didn't see anything dramatic like any crazy breaks or anything like that, so that's always good.